Have you ever stopped to think about why so many things in your life seem different? Maybe you've faced difficult moments, yet somehow you manage to get up and keep going. That's not by chance. You carry something special, a divine mark. God chose you for a unique purpose, something beyond what your eyes can see. Being chosen doesn't mean you're perfect or better than others, but rather that you were set apart for a specific mission. Imagine a person walking through a dark field. While everyone around them stumbles and falls, this person has a lit lantern illuminating the way. That lantern represents God's presence in your life. The darkness might try to surround you, but the light you carry drives away everything negative and obscured. It's as if you have an invisible sign that tells the spiritual world, "Not here." This person is protected by God. This divine seal is a protection that works like a shield. Just as a shield in battle prevents arrows and attacks from reaching the warrior, this protection stops evil from accessing your life. When you realize this, you begin to understand that no opposing force can bring you down because God has set you upright. That's why the forces of darkness fear you. They have no power in front of someone protected by the Creator. Your life might seem like a series of battles, but remember, these struggles already have a victor. When God chose you, He also determined your victory. That means that even when everything seems lost, something greater is happening behind the scenes. Often the people around you can't understand why you remain firm, why nothing seems to shake you completely. The answer is simple: you're not alone. There's a purpose for every situation, and God is taking care of everything. Imagine waking up every day knowing you're protected, even without seeing that protection. It's like wearing an invisible armor that can't be seen by human eyes but is recognized in the spiritual world. This armor isn't made of metal or any material we know, but is built by God's presence around you. Have you noticed how in situations where everything seemed lost, something held you up? That wasn't luck. It was the armor God placed on you. This armor doesn't just protect you, it also announces your presence. It's like when the sun rises in the morning. Even before it fully appears on the horizon, the light already illuminates everything around. Similarly, your presence causes darkness to retreat because this protection is alive and dynamic. Wherever you go, shadows pull back. Not because you are strong on your own, but because you carry the strength of the one who created you. Think of a campfire lit at night. The fire lights up everything nearby and warms those who are close, but it also keeps predators and the cold away. The spiritual armor you carry works the same way. It doesn't just defend you, but also lights the path ahead and prevents the enemy's traps from taking you down. Every step you take in faith reinforces this armor, making it increasingly resilient. Moreover, this protection is active and intelligent. It doesn't wait for evil to attack to react. On the contrary, it acts beforehand, neutralizing any attempt of darkness to reach you. Sometimes you don't even notice the battles happening around you because this armor does the work silently. It's like a shield of fire that burns any threat before it gets close. Always remember, this armor isn't something you need to earn through effort. It's a gift from God, given to all those who place their faith in Him. You don't need to see it to believe it. You just need to trust that it's there, guarding you at all times. When you understand this, you start walking with more confidence, knowing that nothing can reach you beyond what God allows. There are moments when you may feel like you're in the middle of a spiritual war, but there's something the forces of darkness can't understand: the barrier that surrounds you. This barrier is impenetrable. It isn't made by human hands, but was built by God Himself. When darkness tries to approach, it simply can't advance. It senses the presence of this barrier as if hitting an invisible wall and retreats. This spiritual barrier isn't just protection, but a declaration of authority. It tells the spiritual world that you belong to God and that no attack can succeed against you. It's like a warning that says, "Not here, this person is claimed," and the forces of darkness know they can't cross the boundary God has established. No matter how strong or persistent they are, any attempt to attack is destined to fail. Think of a house surrounded by high walls and protected by constant surveillance. Enemies might try to find an entrance, but everything is closed and secure. Likewise, your life is surrounded by this divine barrier. Often you may not even notice the threats trying to reach you because they are blocked before they get close. That's how God works. He acts silently, ensuring you're protected even when you don't see the danger. Additionally, this barrier doesn't just block attacks, but exposes the enemy's strategies. When something tries to hit you, God's light reveals the truth. You can see what's happening while others remain lost or deceived. This happens because the barrier around you also functions as a field of discernment, giving you clarity about the hidden intentions surrounding you. For this reason, do not be afraid. When you feel that something is trying to bring you down, remember that the divine barrier is stronger than any opposition. This protection does not fail. It has been placed in your life from the beginning, and no power in this world or in the spiritual realm can tear it down. God not only promised to protect you, but He ensured that no attack can prosper against those He has chosen. One of the most powerful weapons you carry is your spiritual discernment. While many are deceived or distracted by the lies around them, you can see the hidden intentions and plans. This does not happen by chance. It is a gift given by God to protect you and to help you dismantle the strategies of darkness before they gain strength. Think of a warrior on the battlefield. He perceives the enemy's movement long before it attacks. He is not caught by surprise because his eyes are alert, and his strategies are precise. That is how your spiritual discernment works. You have a vision that goes beyond what is visible. While others fall into traps, you identify and avoid them with ease, not because you are smarter, but because God has placed this ability in you. This spiritual vision not only protects you, but also gives you clarity in times of confusion. You know those moments when the people around you don't know whom to trust or what to do? You remain firm because you can distinguish what is true and what is false. The world may try to confuse you with doubt, lies, or fear, but your spiritual vision cuts through all of it like a sharp sword. It is as if a light shines in the darkness, revealing what no one else can see. In addition to protecting you, spiritual discernment also allows you to help others. How many times have you noticed that someone was lost or falling into traps and managed to warn them? This happens because your spiritual vision was not given just for your protection, but to be shared. When you speak to someone, your words carry weight because they come from a place of truth. God uses you as an instrument to light the path for those who cannot see. For this reason, never ignore that inner voice that warns you. Many times discernment manifests as a discomfort, a certainty you cannot explain but that you know is right. Learn to trust this perception because it is one of your greatest weapons. When you use it, the enemy's plans unravel, and you become a true warrior in the spiritual battle. The forces of darkness have a serious problem when it comes to you. They cannot predict you. While they are used to manipulating people through fear, doubt, or difficult situations, you move in a direction they cannot follow. This happens because you do not act according to human logic, but according to God's direction. Think of a game of chess. The opponent makes calculated moves to try to trap you. But when you are guided by God, it is as if you play outside the enemy's rules. Every move you make surprises, confuses, and frustrates those trying to bring you down. Your connection with God always puts you one step ahead. The forces of darkness do not know how to handle this because they cannot understand the divine plan that guides your life. This unpredictability comes from your faith. While others make decisions based on fear or the circumstances around them, you act based on trust. Even when everything seems difficult, you keep moving forward because you know that God is in control. This disorients any opposing force because they expect you to give up, but you remain firm. Moreover, this divine connection not only protects you but also strengthens you. When you seek God's presence, you receive wisdom, direction, and strength to face any challenge. It is not something that comes from you, but something that comes from above. And that is exactly what makes you a constant threat on the spiritual battlefield. While darkness tries to guess your next steps, you are already advancing in another direction, following God's plan. For this reason, never underestimate the strength that exists in this connection. Even in the quietest moments, when nothing seems to be happening, God is at work. Your unpredictability is your strength because it comes from a source that darkness cannot touch or understand. When you surrender completely to God, your movements cease to be yours and become movements of heaven, and that makes all the difference. While the world around you is in chaos, You carry something that darkness simply cannot understand: your peace. This peace is not the result of circumstances or a perfect life. It comes directly from God, and that is why it is so powerful. When everyone expects you to panic or give up, you remain calm, firm, and serene. This does not mean you don't feel fear or worry, but that God's presence within you is greater than any difficulty. Think of a violent storm where everything around is being destroyed. In the middle of that scene, there is an intact house, illuminated and protected. Your peace works exactly like that. No matter the size of the storm happening, your heart remains at rest because you know that God is in control. And it is precisely this calm that disarms any plan of darkness. They rely on fear, insecurity, and despair to weaken you. But when they encounter your peace, they have nothing to do. This peace is not passivity. On the contrary, it is the greatest demonstration of trust you can have. When you choose to trust God instead of giving in to fear, you are declaring to the spiritual world that your faith is unshakable. It is as if you are saying, "I know who is in charge, and there is nothing that can bring me down." This not only strengthens you, but also impacts the people around you. How many times have you heard someone say they felt calmer or safer just by being near you? This happens because the peace you carry is not just for you. It overflows and reaches others, like a gentle breeze that refreshes a stifling environment. Darkness may try to bring confusion, fear, or doubt, but this peace neutralizes every effort. It is living proof that light always overcomes darkness. When you understand that this peace is a weapon, you will realize that you don't need to fight with the strength of your arms or with empty words. Sometimes the simple fact that you remain calm and confident is enough to dismantle the traps around you. Your protected mind and your heart anchored in the truth are fortresses that no attack can penetrate. God uses this peace to keep you firm and to remind the enemy that no matter what he tries, victory is already guaranteed. Have you noticed how your presence can change the atmosphere around you? This is no coincidence. Wherever you arrive, something happens. It's not a change you see with your eyes, but something you feel in your heart. That's because you carry God's light, and this light transforms everything. Darkness depends on obscurity, fear, and confusion to remain strong. When you appear, bringing this light, it has no choice but to retreat. It's like when a room is completely dark and someone turns on a lamp. The darkness disappears instantly, without resistance. That's how impactful your presence is. The light you carry is not your own, but it was placed inside you by God. That's why it is so strong and why darkness cannot resist it. This impact is not only spiritual, it is also visible in your actions, words, and choices. You may not realize it, but the people around you observe how you live. When you choose to speak words of encouragement, act with love in difficult situations, or remain firm in moments of trial, you are planting seeds. These seeds grow and transform lives, even if you don't see the result immediately. For example, think of someone who is discouraged and hopeless. A simple gesture, a word of comfort, or an act of faith on your part may be what they need to see a way out. You may not know how much your life impacts others, but know that nothing goes unnoticed. God positioned you exactly where you are because He knew your light could reach people that no one else could. This mission is important. The light you carry was not given to be hidden, but to shine. You were called to be a point of reference, a source of hope and transformation where there is disorder and fear. Don't underestimate the power of a smile, a word, or a simple "I'm here with you." Small actions filled with this divine light have the power to change entire lives. Therefore, don't let difficulties or negative voices try to extinguish this light. You are an instrument of transformation, someone who brings clarity where there is confusion and hope where there was only despair. Every time you choose to live by faith, you are reinforcing your mission. Your impact is real, even if you don't see it. Darkness knows this and fears how capable you are of changing the world around you. Have you noticed how the battles you face, instead of weakening you, end up making you stronger? This is no coincidence. God uses every difficult situation to shape and prepare you. While many crumble under pressure, you grow. That's because your strength does not come from yourself, but from the one who stands by your side in every battle. The forces of darkness try to surround you and create situations that push you to the limit. They think that if they put too much weight on you, they will succeed in bringing you down. But what they don't understand is that even the weight of pressure becomes a tool in God's hands. Every tear, every struggle, and every moment of pain is used to strengthen you. You are not destroyed by adversity. You are refined by it. Think of a seed planted in the ground. Before it grows into a tree, it must endure immense pressure in the darkness of the soil. When it finally breaks through the surface, it is stronger and ready to grow. That's how it is with you. Moments of difficulty are like the soil, preparing you for something greater. Darkness thinks it is defeating you, but in reality, it is only accelerating your growth. Moreover, it is in these moments of pressure that you discover the true power within you. When everything seems lost and you choose to stand up and trust God, you are declaring to the spiritual world that your faith is unshakable. Darkness doesn't know how to handle that. It expects you to give up, but you remain firm. This resilience demoralizes them because it proves that God's power is greater than any attack. Do not think that God is absent when battles intensify. On the contrary, it is in these moments that He is closest, strengthening and guiding you. Every fight you win, every obstacle you overcome, prepares you for new levels of faith and authority. You are being trained for something much greater than you can imagine, so when difficulties arise, remember, you are not alone. God is using each moment to make you stronger. Darkness may try to pressure you, but it will fail because your strength comes from above. Even on the hardest days, you are being empowered for the victory that has already been declared over your life. You are never alone, even when you feel like no one is by your side. There is a heavenly army fighting for you in silence, surrounding and protecting you from dangers you cannot even perceive. This protection is not temporary or fragile. It is constant, strong, and impossible to break. God has commanded this protection over your life, and no force can cross the barrier He has placed around you. Darkness may try to attack you, but every attempt is frustrated before it even comes close. It's as if an invisible wall is always surrounding you, blocking every malicious plan. When you enter a place, the presence of this spiritual army makes opposing forces retreat, not because you are strong on your own, but because God's presence accompanies you wherever you go. Think of a small child crossing a dangerous place while holding their father's hand. The child may not even notice the dangers around them, but they are safe because someone greater is protecting them. That's how it is with you. God is holding your life firmly, and His angels are around you, ensuring you are protected. Many times you won't even notice the battles won for you because this protection works silently without drawing attention. In addition to protecting you, this heavenly covering also opens paths. Situations that seemed impossible begin to resolve, doors open, and obstacles disappear. All of this happens because the heavenly army not only blocks attacks but also prepares the ground for you to move forward. It's not just a matter of defense but also of advancement. Perhaps you have faced moments when you thought you wouldn't make it, but at the last minute, something happened and you rose again. That was not coincidence. Divine protection was at work. While darkness plans traps, God is always one step ahead, dismantling their plans before they can materialize. Therefore, never doubt you are surrounded. Even when everything seems silent, God is working behind the scenes. This protection does not fail because it was commanded by the Creator. The forces of darkness know this and are afraid because they understand that they cannot cross the limits God has established. Your victory is guaranteed because you do not walk alone. A heavenly army fights by your side every day. The light you carry is more than just personal protection. It is a calling, a mission God has placed on you to reach those who are still lost in the dark. This means that your life is not just about what you do for yourself, but also about how you impact the world around you. Every word, every action, and even every silence carries a weight that darkness cannot ignore. Think about the role of a candle in a dark room. It doesn't shout, it doesn't move, but its simple presence transforms the atmosphere. In the same way, you don't need grand achievements to fulfill your mission. Sometimes a simple gesture like a sincere hug or a word of encouragement can change the life of someone who was about to give up. There are people around you who are just waiting for a sign, an example, a spark of hope, and you are that spark. This mission, however, is not free from challenges. When you begin to shine brighter, it is common for darkness to try to create distractions or obstacles. You may face criticism, ingratitude, or even rejection. But remember, God did not send you to please the world, but to fulfill a purpose. The light you carry was not made to be accepted by everyone, but to illuminate those who are ready to see. Do not be discouraged when it seems that your presence bothers others. In fact, this is a sign that your light is doing exactly what it was designed to do: reveal what is hidden. Furthermore, your mission is not just about words, but also about actions. The way you live, how you react to difficulties, and how you choose to trust God in hard times is, in itself, a powerful testimony. When others see you standing firm amidst storms, they start to wonder, what does this person have that I don't? This is how your life becomes a silent invitation to those who need to know the same source of light that guides you. Think about how many times you have faced situations that seemed impossible. Maybe you've battled an illness, a financial problem, or even an emotional crisis. In the middle of it all, God used you to inspire someone who was watching from afar. Sometimes, without realizing it, you become the answer to someone else's prayer. That's why your mission is so important. It's not just about you, but about the impact God wants to create through you. Another important point is to understand that your mission has a reach greater than what you can see now. Imagine a river that begins as a small spring high on a mountain. At first, it seems small, insignificant, but as it flows downward, it gains strength, meets other rivers, and eventually becomes a sea. That's how your life works. The impact of your actions today can multiply over time, reaching people you will never meet. This happens because God works on scales far beyond our understanding. Therefore, never underestimate the opportunities God places in your path. Even the simplest situations can be part of something much bigger. Sometimes a small act of kindness can trigger a transformation that spreads like a wave, touching lives in ways you can't even imagine. Every smile you give, every word of faith you share, and every prayer you make are seeds planted in the spiritual realm. And remember, your mission does not end when the battle gets tough. In fact, it is in these moments that your light shines the brightest. Darkness may try to weaken you, but every challenge you overcome further reinforces God's purpose in your life. You are an important piece in the divine plan, and the forces of evil know this. That's why they try to distract you or make you doubt, but the truth is that you have already won. Your mission is to keep moving forward, even when the path seems difficult. Finally, never forget that you are not alone. God is by your side every step of the way, guiding and strengthening you. There is a purpose for every tear you have shed and every struggle you have faced. In the end, all the pieces will fit together, and you will realize that your life was used for something much greater than you could imagine. Your mission is not just to illuminate your own path, but also to bring light to those who are still lost. You were chosen to be a beacon in a world of darkness, and that is the greatest honor anyone can carry. Don't stop. Keep moving forward because your light makes all the difference. You are not an ordinary person, and that may be hard to see at times. But the truth is that the light you carry disturbs the kingdom of darkness because it comes from a source they cannot touch or extinguish: God. Your life is living proof that darkness will never overcome the light. Every battle, every challenge, and every moment of uncertainty are merely opportunities for this light to shine even brighter. If you've ever wondered why you face so much resistance, remember, you are a threat to darkness. They know that wherever you go, chaos loses its strength, fear dissolves, and truth appears. Your presence is a reminder that God is in control. Darkness may try to divert you, weaken you, or even isolate you. But what they don't understand is that the more they try to hit you, the stronger you become. You are not alone in this mission. A heavenly army fights by your side every day, even when you don't realize it. The barriers that seem insurmountable begin to crumble the moment you trust God and move forward in faith. No matter how big the challenge, victory has already been declared. You are chosen, protected, and empowered to win, and no opposing force can change what God has established. Beyond winning your own battles, your life is a beacon for others. There are people who are lost, trapped in fear and darkness, waiting for someone to show them the way. When you choose to live by faith, every word, every gesture becomes a powerful testimony of God's love and power. You don't need to be perfect because your strength comes precisely from your dependence on the Creator. So, never doubt the impact you have on the world. Every step taken in faith is a declaration of war against darkness. Every battle won is a celebration in heaven. And every person touched by your light is further proof that God's plan is being fulfilled. No matter what the enemy tries, your connection with God is unbreakable, and that certainty is your greatest strength. Today you can be sure of one thing: you are the light. Wherever you go, darkness will retreat. The peace you carry will transform environments. The love God placed in your heart will heal wounds, and the faith that sustains you will inspire others to follow the same path. Do not be silent. Do not stop. Do not give up. Every choice you make to stand firm is an act of courage that darkness cannot withstand. Always remember, you are not fighting alone. God is with you in every battle, guiding you, strengthening you, and keeping you safe. Your life has an eternal purpose, and nothing can stop what God has planned for you. Keep moving forward with faith, because your victory was written before the battle even began. And when difficulties arise, look up and remember, you carry the Creator's light, and that light will never be extinguished.